Hi, I'm Missy, Missy the dancer, and you're a dancer too. Rumba box for advanced students, let's go. Rumba box, American Rumba box for my advanced dancers. Here we go. Let's go over the 4 things you should have down automatically before you add these 2 things to your dancing. Right, we start as a beginner with duck feet and our timing, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick. Then we moved up to intermediate level and we worked on the bending and straightening of our knees along with our forward poise. Now, as an advanced dancer, we're going to get the rest of the body involved. And this is so exciting. So if you've made it this far, give yourselves a big hug and a big pat on the back. Congratulations. You probably by now have started to feel the magic of dancing. So let's take that magic to the next level. All right, we want everything to start from here. Why? Because we're connected to our partner there. Yes, we're touching our partner with what we call our frame, but our frame is simply a tool, a messaging system, if you will, for this, okay? So, the 2 things we're gonna focus on as an advanced dancer is your body action and your hip action, okay? So let's start with the hip action first, because head, shoulders, knees, and toes. If we reverse it, that's what comes next after our leg action. Okay, and I kind of already planted the seed in the previous video about your hips. When we start doing our bending and straightening your hips, and you'll notice that they want to go, I can show you 2 different ways, they're going to go somewhere. Let's boil it down to the fact your hips are going to need to go somewhere. Okay, so your hips may be kind of going to the side right now. And if so, that's okay. Or they may naturally be going forward and back. I don't see this a lot. A lot of times we have to work this in. It's just not as natural. However, I have had 1 or 2, I think 2 now, who do it naturally, and they know who they are because I told them. It was just amazing. Anyways, so what we're going to do first is look at that hip action. We're going to talk about what it should look like, the mechanics of it, and then we're going to talk about where it happens within the rest of our stuff, okay? So let's start bending and straightening our legs, right? But at this point, you already know that, right? Make sure you don't do what I just did and take your weight to the straight leg, right? You want to take your weight to the bent leg, all right? And then weight to the bent leg, okay? So we're stepping, and we're doing our Cuban motion with our legs, the bending and straightening, okay? Now, let's slow it down. Slow it down. No editing needed. And what you want to make sure you just do simply from a visual perspective and then try to do it in your body is put that same hip, let it ride your knee, right? So as your knee comes forward, let the hip come forward as well, okay? Right? Okay, and then you straighten it, and your knee, notice it goes back into space, okay? Just allow the hip to ride the knee. Whee, it's fun, right? You don't have to really think because something's already doing the work. You just have to help guide and train the body to follow that action, okay? So that's this side, and then when we switch, we just let the other hip ride and come forward to the other knee, right? So now your hips are more going forward and back. You know, if you have your pelvis, your spine's here. Now they're going this way instead of this way, okay? Which is important because this way is going to pull your energy away from your partner to other people. And so the communication won't be as clear when you're dancing with somebody. So you want all your energy to be going on this plane, forward and back. Okay, let's try that again. So start with your bending and straightening steps, taking your weight over the bent leg, right? And then instead of letting the hips go out to the side like they do naturally, or maybe they don't move at all, you kind of have to kind of push them. Stretch the hips. If you need some hip stretches, comment, let me know, and we'll put some out here. But instead, we're going to let the hips ride the knee, all right? So you can think about it just riding the knee, or think about which leg is coming forward, or not forward, which leg is moving. Because it doesn't matter if you're going forward or back. your knee is still coming forward, right? Our knees don't go backwards. It just doesn't happen. I don't think. If your knee goes backwards, that could be kind of cool. Let me know. I mean, you probably can do some interesting things. Double jointed, maybe you can go backwards. I don't know. But anyways, if we go backwards, it doesn't matter. You're still going to bring the hip forward and ride the knees. Okay, so the rule is, it's not if you're going forward or back, it's the moving foot. The moving foot is the moving knee, is the moving hip. They all work together. We must work together, okay? In dancing and in life. All right, just my little tip, okay? So hips are rotating forward and back. That's the proper mechanic of it, right? And then if you have your forward poise like you should, you have the space for that to happen, right? But if you're stuck back here in more of this type of posture, you might be able to do it, but it's not good for your body, and you're going to cause a lot of pinching back here, and if not problems right now, in the future. So I highly recommend you work on that forward poise. If these are not strong enough, work on them any way you find fun. Find one of my videos or do it on your own. Get these suckers strong. It's good for other things too. So you will thank me. You'll thank yourself. Okay, I digress. So as an advanced dancer, we are moving our hips forward and back, right? Riding the knees. Okay, that's your hip action. All right. Now your body action essentially does the same thing. Essentially, it's just a little trickier, okay? Why? Because most of us, all of our lives, don't stretch this area of our body. We find our comfortable position in life, and then we hang out there, you know? We stay there because why? Because it's comfortable, and it helps us be who we are, and it helps, you know? Or it's because we're forced, like we're at a computer all day, you know? You know, whatever it is, your body is not used to moving and stretching this part. So if you are not, I suggest you stop right now, find some stretching videos, and loosen this up first. I'm not going to do that right now, okay? But what we want to do is we want to isolate, and we want to take the same side of your body, of your core, forward, that the leg is moving, okay? So again, if I'm coming forward in my box with my left foot, all right, before I even take my step, instead of just shifting my weight forward now what I'm gonna think about, yes, this is what I'm thinking about. Yes, it's crazy, but yes, this is what happens, and this is why dancers are so fit, because we move our bodies in all sorts of ways that we can. That it's just amazing. The bodies are amazing. So if you're ready to be amazed by yourself and what you can do, keep working at this, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the right side of your body forward. Imagine somebody came back here. If I was there, I would put my palm of my hand behind your rib. If you're flexible with your arm and your shoulder, try to do it yourself, and push that forward. Time out. Yes. Real life, I just keep getting interrupted, and I'm doing the best I can. So I love you guys. Thanks for your patience. Okay, so what was I saying? It's a whip. It's a whip chain reaction, okay? Advances. Yes, we're going to start with the body, the left side. Left side, somebody's got a rope tied right here, and they pull it, okay? That causes a chain reaction to do the rest of the things your body has been trained to do, right? So we're starting with our duck feet and our forward poise, or you can even start neutral and go to the forward poise, then the body moves, then the hip starts coming, then the knee, and before you know it, you better take a step or you're on your face. Okay? So that's why I say all the time, dancing is easy if you know how to fall. It's just you gotta add a little bit of grace to it, okay? So let's try the other side. All right, so that was left. Now, same thing. Duck feet, forward poise. Now I'm going to take my right side forward, allow the hip to go, the knee, and then take your step. Now if you're not balanced, check things. Okay, is your foot turned in? Is your hip out to the side? Right, check the 4 blocks, six blocks we just did, all the way from beginner up to advanced, right? And if something's out of line, that's more than likely that's what it is. Okay, if you got all those in line and you're still off balance, leave a comment, let me know, I will help you. Okay, so what I would do is I practice all that nice and slow in one direction on one side. Repetition, repetition, okay? So left side, balance. Again, check everything. And do it again on the right side. Yeah, repetition is good for memorization, and it's good for endurance, it's good for exercise. Just do it. So, then do it all to the side, same thing. Now, even though we're going to the side or to the back, what did we talk about with the hip and the other level? It's always going forward. So same thing, we're not going to take this back to step. Okay, that would destroy our forward poise. Okay, so what we're going to do, even though we're going backwards, so as a follow, we start backwards, right, on the right foot. Even though I'm going backwards, I'm going to take my right side forward. Okay, and then you say, well, how do you move backwards? Well, it's the art of, even though I'm taking the side of my body forward, I'm still going to shift my spine backwards. It's just when I go forward, that pull is naturally taking that shift for you. You don't have to think about it anymore. But when you go backwards, you kind of have to think about it again. Your right side's coming forward here, right? But instead of letting it pull you forward, you're going to pull against it with your spine. You go backwards. And that's why you'll be nice and balanced, because you've got all these oppositions going. Dancing's all about that too, okay? And that's why we're so balanced when we're on the dance floor most of the time. Okay, anyways, so let's try those back steps again, because they're a little tricky, okay? So we try the right side again. We're going to let the right side come forward, right side. But as we do, we're going to take our spine backwards and allow everything else to take part, right? We shifted our weight, we got our hip forward, we got our knee forward, we got our forward poise. Bing, bada, boom. You just got to do it 100 million times. You don't really, but quite a few. Okay, let's try the other side. So left side, same thing. I'm going to bring my left side forward, the body first, but instead of letting it pull my spine, my weight forward, I'm going to allow my spine to move backwards, okay? And as I do, it's going to allow everything else to come forward and to release, okay? So forward, everything's releasing, I'm moving my spine backwards, okay? And when you're not first learning, you're advanced, so you don't have to worry about it. Make sure you're starting with your weight on one foot to kind of help that release happen a little bit easier, but yeah. Okay, so advanced dancers, focus on these two things. Your body leading the way, okay? And then your hip trailing behind, but making sure it's coming forward and not to the side. Yes? Questions, leave them in the comments. If you have like an idea for a future video, or if you're struggling with something in the dance side of things, especially in Rumba right now, because I'm kind of focused on that, I'd love to help you out. So drop me an email, find me on Facebook. I'm all over the place, and I will do what I can to help you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.